So, where in the Bible does it say that souls are immortal? It actually doesn't say that anywhere. Timothy 6:16 says that God alone has immortality. There are places in the Bible that talk about God being immortal, but it doesn't say anywhere that human souls, are immortal. And that actually makes sense in monism, but it doesn't make sense in dualism. I mean, if you're a Christian, you probably want me to be Christian too, but I mean, do you want me to be a Christian or do you want me to believe that my soul is immortal? Or are you going to say that souls exist beyond death because they are an extension of something greater? Okay, so how is heaven described in the Bible? Isaiah 65:21 describes heaven as having people planting vineyards and eating fruit. Just like the Garden of Eden, their diet consists of only fruit. And that, I think, is to show the morality of the time of the eschaton. But it is a physical place and time. That's my point. It's not another dimension. It's not another plane of existence. It is physical. You're not a ghost flying around, walking around in the clouds for eternity. You're a person who eats fruit. Also, I've never understood the eternity thing, because eternity, does that start here and then go that way for a long time? I don't know. How does eternity work? I don't know. Or is it like Pac-Man, where you go this way, you go through this side, and you come through this way, and it's a big loop? If you were in heaven for eternity, then, wouldn't you be in heaven right now? So, you're alive now, and then you die. And then after a while of being dead, you're resurrected with a physical body. And that's not contested in Christianity. The controversial area, though, is what you experience in between dying and being alive again. What is it that you experience? That's the controversial part. And that's called the intermediate state. And most Christians believe in something called foretaste of the final state, which means that you experience something, either comfort or torment. And then a smaller percentage of Christians believe in something called soul sleep, which means you don't experience anything at all, and it's as if no time passes. The Old Testament talks about hell, but, well, in Hebrew, the word is Sheol or Shaul. Probably butchering these words, but translated to English, sometimes it's translated to hell, and sometimes it's translated more accurately, I think, to something like pit, because its actual translation are things like silence, unseen, or a pit. The Book of Enoch describes it in great depth. It kind of corroborates what the New Testament says. There's only one part in the New Testament that talks about it, and that's the parable of Lazarus. So basically, everyone goes there. It's divided up into different areas, and you experience different things, maybe. And that's maybe determined by, your life somehow. It's actually, I don't think it's that clear. And Psalms 88 is basically just asking what happens after we die. And I'm pretty sure we would all like to know. Sheol's inhabitants, the Rephaim, are translated as healers, but also referred to as powerless or forgotten. The term Rephaim is sometimes used in conjunction with other words which mean dead, like Methim, the ones that are dead. And sometimes, when other words for dead people are used, Rephaim is not mentioned. In Deuteronomy 18:11, it says not to contact the Methim, but it does not mention Rephaim. And Rephaim is never used with Nephesh, or soul, even though Nephesh is used in the term dead body. But in several places, only the word Rephaim is used without other words for dead. And in these places, it says, if you are stupid, then you will become Rephaim. And if you are wise or righteous, then you will live. And it's translated to, if you are stupid, you will die, and if you are wise, then you will live. It says that in two places in the Bible. Proverbs 9, 6, 11, and 18, and Proverbs 21, 16, and 21. So, if you are stupid, you will die, and if you are wise, then you will live. And this does not make sense to me because everyone dies. Okay? So, in summary, the way to translate this is, if you are stupid and or not righteous, then you will be cast down into the depths of the unseen and become powerless and forgotten. But that doesn't mean dead, does it? Does that mean physically dead? If you are stupid, then you will physically die? Or is that some kind of metaphor? So we're using the terms Rephaim and Sheol here. So does this mean physically dead, or does this mean is this some kind of metaphor for your psyche? So a lot of this comes down to what is and what is not a metaphor. I am certain that much of the Bible is not intended to be metaphors. But in places like Ephesians 6:10, the full armor of God is obviously a metaphor, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. So all of this information together paints a picture, and this is what I think the Christian viewpoint is. When you're alive, your soul consists of, or has the capacity for, a number of spirits, which can be good or bad. And those are angels and demons. But when you die, your soul loses its spirits, or loses its capacity for spirits, and your soul becomes Rephaim. And you're incapable of communicating or contacting other people or spirits. You may or may not experience certain things. But very clearly, you do not continue with the same level or type of experience. And that is very monist.